What is going on, everyone? It's Ultimate Spy 53 here, and welcome to another episode of Reviewed number 149. And today, I'm going to be reviewing the movie Mr. Toad's Wild Ride. So what did I think of Mr. Toad's Wild Ride? Well, I thought it was interesting. Not my favorite movie, but it had a great cast. It was actually released in the UK as The Wind in the Willows, but we got an American Disney release as Mr. Toad's Wild Ride, and that's actually where the ride came from, because the movie is based off the ride. I'm not the biggest fan of it. It had an interesting story, crazy story, but I don't know. I thought the casting was good. I liked seeing the cast from Monty Python. I mean, not all of the cast was involved, but almost all of them were involved in the movie. Some of them were secondary characters. Some of them, like Michael Payne, who was just the son. He just played the son. And most of the cast were consistent of Monty Python actors. And that was the best part of the movie. We're just seeing them in a movie like this. I mean, this is the first time that they were reunited as a cast since like the Life of Brian days, like those old movies from Monty Python and all that stuff. And I grew up on the Monty Python, so I know those actors very well. I'm very familiar with them. My whole family was growing up on the Monty Python series, and I just loved it. And this movie was, although it wasn't my favorite, I still think it was fun to see those actors again because they are amazing actors. I just love them. They're my favorite British actors of all time, probably because I just grew up on that show. But I don't know. I wasn't the biggest fan of this movie. Seeing it a few times, it just is not my cup of tea as a movie. But I wanted to review because it starred them, and I remember watching this movie, and it was a crazy movie, but it's just not my kind of movie to really watch. I didn't like it a whole lot, honestly. I liked some parts of it, just not all of it, and it's a weird concept, having the actors play these animals essentially, even though they're not really animals. They're human, but they're not human. I don't really understand it. Even then, I had all these British actors. Some of them were Scottish, like the guy who played Badger. He was a Scottish actor. Love him. He's a good character, one of my favorites. But some of them, like Bernard Hill, who would later go on to play King Theoden in Lord of the Rings, Two Towers in this case. That would have come out 6 years later, because this movie came out when I was born. Actually, it came out the same year as I was born. So I don't know. It was fun to see those actors again, because I don't know, they're very famous actors, but it just wasn't my cup of tea. But again, there's a lot of great things about it. Some of the actors that were involved in the movie were fantastic, like Steve Coogan, who I hadn't really seen until, like, I think the first movie I saw him in was Around the World in 80 Days, and that also starred Jackie Chan. And then he appeared in the Night at the Museum trilogy. That was fun. It was really fun to see him, and also see Bernard Hill, because Bernard Hill would have gone to play Theoden. But this is the earliest I've seen a movie of Steve Coogan ever. Like, I've never seen him in anything else besides those movies. So, but it was definitely fun to see him again. As a much younger actor, obviously, because he looks way different than he does now. Similar facial structure, obviously, but he's just a lot older now. And one thing about the movie that I found very interesting, because, like, all the characters have their own unique personality, and Mr. Toad was just very selfish. He just, like, he sold the meadow off to the weasels, and then they decided they wanted to put a dog food factory where the meadow was, basically destroying Mole's home. And I feel like in that way, he's kind of selfish a little bit. Mole he's just not brave enough or anything like that. He feels too clumsy about everything. He's not sure about anything at all. Rad is very nice, always looking for adventure kind of thing. And then you have Badger, who's very serious and brave and all that stuff. And then, yeah, I feel like Miss Joe was definitely, obviously it's about him, but I just felt like he was very selfish. Like, he wouldn't say sorry, all that stuff, and he keeps crashing everything. He crashes motor cars. He crashes a train. Like, he's just so, well, I feel like it's a bit more clumsier than Mole. I don't know if clumsy was the right word to say for Mole. Mole, I don't know. He's just he doesn't feel brave all the time. So I don't know why would he use clumsy. I don't know. I can't really describe Mole. Definitely not clumsy, because I'm only using clumsy because there's one scene where he actually takes out the thing connecting the train. That was basically the only thing he did. So yeah, I take it back. Not clumsy, but definitely not a very brave soul. He doesn't know what he's doing. He's very scared about all that stuff, and he just he doesn't know what the point is in life, basically. But still, I liked a lot of the other characters, like Rat, played by Eric Idle, one of my favorite actors. But I just didn't understand the whole concept of the people being animals because they just look like humans wearing things that make them look like animals, like the rabbits wearing rabbit ears, and it's just so weird. And I don't really understand, like squirrels wearing squirrel ears and tails, and rat wearing just having a mustache that looks like a rat mustache. Mr. Stone, who is just very overweight and a little green. And I just didn't understand the whole concept behind that. It was weird. I don't know about it. It was odd. But one thing about the movie that it made me think about a couple of things actually. The movie itself made me think a tiny bit in terms of the homes they were in. It kind of reminded me of a Hobbit home and also one of the homes from the Winnie the Pooh series. That kind of stuff. I just kind of reminded me of that, which is interesting because Disney, they distributed the American release of this movie, and they also make the Winnie the Pooh series. And I think I mentioned before why I like Badger so much. Talk about the personality of each character, but I like Badger because, well, not only because he's Scottish, but also because I don't know why, but like I feel like he feels more like a leader in the film. And one of the characters that I liked a lot was the jailer's daughter or something like that. I know the jailer is her mother, I think it is. Yeah, but the jailer's daughter is this beautiful girl who is actually in a series that I watched with my sister. Actually, our whole family actually. It was my sister's favorite series, and that is Pride and Prejudice, the miniseries. She played this curly haired girl who I guess she was like best friends with the main character of that series, and I think it's the ones. I don't know if she gets married before the main character of that series, but same girl, same actress who plays her, absolutely beautiful. But I also just liked her because she's very fond of Mistletoe, which is very sweet, and I like that. I found out she was a very fun character. She got maybe 5 minutes of screen time. That's it. She got 5 minutes, maybe even less than that. She wasn't on screen very long. She had very much more like a cameo, really, just because of how for her screen time was. But even though I liked her in the movie, she's just a very beautiful girl, and I happened to recognize her from that miniseries. I didn't know where I recognized her. I'm like, where is she from? I've seen her before, haven't I? Turned out it was from there. So that was her, and that's really all I can say about Mr. Toad's Wild Ride. There were a lot of things about this movie that I just did not like or didn't understand. I just felt like they were weird. I didn't like the whole animal thingy. It didn't really agree with me as a concept. But I like the actors in the movie. I found the dog food factory kind of thing eerily similar to Chicken Run, which I have not seen in quite a while, but I remember the same idea, same kind of idea, not exactly, same idea, different scenario, and it reminded me of that obviously, but I don't know. Again, it was fun to see the Monty Python actors come back for this film, and they had a good job. And I haven't seen this movie in such a long time, and the fact that this movie is based off of the ride, and normally it would be the other way around, where the ride would be based on the movie, but in this case, it's the movies based off the ride. Still, I I like the movie. I just didn't love it. I still think it was probably my least favorite Disney movie. I mean, it's a Disney movie. It's just not a very well. It's a when you think Disney movie, you think animated because this was not animated at all. There are a lot of Disney films out there that are not animated at all. They're live action. Yeah, overall, I liked the movie. I thought it was great to see these actors again. Stephen Fry was in it. The only thing I've really seen him in is playing Minecraft Holmes in Sherlock Holmes 2. That's basically the only thing I've seen him in, aside from other things. But still, I like the movie. Just not my favorite. I still like the actors, but it just the concept was just weird. Although I will say that it had a lot of the same style of comedy that Monty Python had, because again, the same actors from that series. I mean, almost all the actors except Graham Chapman were in this movie, and because of that, they used the same style of comedy from Monty Python, the whole series. Like they use all the funny British comedy you'd expect from Monty Python. They put that in the film. It's a funny movie. I just meh. Probably my least favorite movie from them. But that's just an opinion here. So that's all I can say. I'm going to leave this movie with a 6 out of 10. It's less enjoyable after the first few times you see it. So yeah, I'm going to leave it with 6 out of 10. Again, great casting. They had a lot of great casting, but just didn't love it. So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching this episode of Reviewed. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please hit the like button. I really your previous support. And if you're new to this channel, subscribe for more episodes of this series and other series that I do, as well as other great content. Also make sure to click that bell to enable alerts so you don't miss some uploads, and I'll be back next time with another episode. Alright? See ya.